I was looking at manga books on my bookshelf and I decided to read one that I bought recently, with it being Kiruru Kill Me. Now, this manga isn't too old, being released back in 2020, and currently spanning over about 58 chapters. Now, with that being said, the reason I picked up this manga because when I looked at the cover for the first volume, it looked nice to me. But with that being said, let's talk about it from the beginning. We're introduced to our main character being Ayo Nemo, and we're informed that not only because of his intellect, but his good upbringing, that he actually has a successful life. Now at the time, he's currently at a party and everyone around him is admiring him. But in reality, he really doesn't want to be here at all. But he does have a reason for coming here, and the reason for that being so he could see a woman. Now here's the thing, Aoi and this woman don't actually know each other, and I'll tell you why. 5 months before the current time, Aoi was leaving a place, and before he could fully leave, a woman stopped him, claiming that he left his phone, or he forgot him. And this is really what kicks off the events, because Aoi falls in love with this woman at first sight. He was so in love with her with the fact that she was the only thing that was on his mind, the only thing he could think about, and because of that, he wanted to be with her. But not only that, but he wanted her to love him as much as he loved her. Now, since Aoi is an extremely successful man, he has some connections and asked some of his friends in a higher position to find her. Obviously it works, and he finds out her real identity and everything. This is actually where we learned that her real name is Akumi Kiruru, and that she is actually the assassin. And with this knowledge, Aoi has the best idea of his life. The dumb fuck hires her to try off him. Obviously though, he made it anonymous so she wouldn't know he the one who hired her. I guess it's a win though, because not only is his mind on her, but her mind is also now on him, since it's her job to kill him. And since it's primary target, her mind can't be on no one else. And now that you have that information, we're back to the present. She gives him a drink that has poison in it, but obviously since he knows that she's an assassin, he was already prepared for it, so he goes to the bathroom, especially though going according to his plan. She follows him, but before Kiruru launches her attack, we actually surprisingly learned that Aoi been training for the past 5 months. Since he actually just wants love, he isn't planning on dying at all. So when Kiruru enters the room to try to kill him personally, he actually is ready and stand prepared to fight. Or so I thought, because she absolutely rocks his shit. And this actually leads her to jumping on his back and just slicing his throat, ending Aoi. Or so I thought, because you remember earlier when I said Aoi is a genius? Well, it actually turns out to be really true, because he developed tech to improve upon the human body in all sorts of ways, down from injuries to his light. And because of this, Kiruru can't just outright kill him, although he still feels very much all the pain she's doing onto his body. But this fight doesn't last too long, because someone outside overheard Aoi shrieking like a little girl, so they rush in to find Aoi been cut up on the ground. But obviously he's still alive. And even though Aoi is on the ground, he still had an amazing time, since he was thinking of this as their first date. And if you're wondering how his injury was after the fact, like I said, since his company's technology is so advanced, none of his injuries really lasted long. Even the fingers that Kiruru cut off him, he was able to reattach them. Now if you think it's going to be an end for this relationship, obviously it's not. Because it shows that Aoi is going to continue to be anonymous and pay Kiruru to continue to try to kill him. Because in his mind, this is how they spend time together. Although on Kiruru's side, she was fully invested on killing this man, since her anonymous client was nice enough to give her a second chance and all. And since she don't want to disappoint her client a second time, she's fully motivated. Now, something I will mention that I failed to bring up in the beginning is, this manga is kind of ecchi, but the echiness is mainly coming from one person, being Aoi. There's some ecchi that come from Kiruru, but from what I experienced, it's not too much for now. So if you don't like echiness, I personally wouldn't recommend the manga to you, but if you do, or if you don't mind, go ahead and get this manga a read. Because personally, I rank this manga a solid 7 out of 10, basically off the comedic factor alone. Now, side note, when I do my manga videos, I usually do about first 3 to 4 chapters. But since I found out this manga is on a hiatus, I thought one chapter would be better since there aren't many chapters at all right now. And I personally thought that was a better choice if you didn't want to get spoiled too much for the experience. But that's pretty much it. If you've seen Kiruru Kill Me, what are your thoughts on it and what would you personally rate it?